Jeffrey Swartz joins us now. He's a law professor at Cooley Law School. Thank you so much, Professor, for joining us today.
Good evening, Frances. Nice to be here.
Thank you for being here. Well, I want to talk about this decision. We want to mention that this was a unanimous decision by 2 Democratic nominated judges as well as 1 Republican nominated one. What kind of message do you think this sends to the president and his claims of presidential immunity?
Well, as it relates to the former president, it's very clear that his immunity claims have been completely debunked, at least as far as the D.C. Circuit is concerned. One also has to look to the 11th Circuit case involving Mark Meadows, in which he claimed he had immunity because he was following what the former president told him to do, and so therefore, because the former president had immunity, so did he. The 11th Circuit said no to that. There is literally no space between those two as far as their rulings are concerned, and I think at this point, it's not likely that the Supreme Court is going to take this case now. I think they're basically inundated with other matters, and they'll say, if he gets convicted, we'll handle it on a direct appeal.
That actually goes into my next question about the case going before the Supreme Court. So you don't think that will happen?
No, I think there'll be an attempt to go there, but I don't think that they're going to come up with 4 votes among the 9 of them to take the case right now. I think it'll be 6-3. There may be a dissent that's written to try to stall a little bit more, but I don't think that the stay will be reinstated. So I think that Judge Chunkin, who's the district judge, is going to move forward with the trial, but it will probably not be heard until sometime in very late March or maybe the first week of April.
You know, these are just some of the legal challenges Trump faces. He's fighting, we want to mention, 91 criminal charges in 4 separate U.S. jurisdictions, and some may not be decided until after the election, quite possibly. So what impact could this have, do you think, on the presidential election and voters in general?
Well, the polls seem to indicate that a large majority of the American electorate says they want this case in particular to be resolved before the election. They understand the import of it, because if the former president is convicted of any of the charges in this particular indictment, which I believe has 4 counts in it, he probably would be declared to be ineligible to run for president of the United States under the 14th Amendment. So then there would be a problem with, if people vote for him and he can't take office, that he automatically would lose the election, and Republicans don't want that to happen. So I think there is a vast majority of people in the United States that want this case resolved before they have to go to the polls in the fall.
Well, Trump has made no doubt about it that he has said in the past that his legal strategy has always been to seek these delays until after the election or as close to it as possible in order to claim the charges are political in nature. It's all part of his strategy. What do you think of that strategy? Do you think it will work?
Well, it's going to work with some of the cases. Clearly, the Judge Cannon over on the east coast of Florida has made it clear that she's going to do whatever's necessary to make sure that the classified documents case does not get tried before the election. And I believe that the Atlanta case probably at this point is on edge as to whether they can get within the range of being before the election, but not too soon before the election, because that case could take 3-4 months to try. So this is the case that has to go. This is the case that will get tried, and whatever the result is will have a substantial effect on the election, either disqualifying the former president or affecting the electorate to such extent that they don't want a convicted felon in the White House. So it will affect the outcome of the election in the fall.
A lot of things to keep track of. Professor Jeffrey Swartz with Cooley Law School, thank you so much for breaking it all down for us.